So you're asked to give a speech, a presentation, a talk, a briefing, appear on a panel. How do you really decide the pros and the cons of whether to say yes? Now, the cons are usually pretty easy. If it's giving a speech for 10 minutes and you have to fly to the other side of the country or another continent, there's all the time, the energy, the money, the expense, jet lag. You've got to really do some serious calculation as to whether it's worth it. There are a lot of other negatives. What if you're asked to speak about something and you don't know much about it? You're afraid of looking foolish. What if you're asked to speak on a controversial topic and you could generate hate or animosity? So you're not crazy if you think that there are a lot of negatives anytime you have to speak. Plus, there's the sheer fact of writing it, rewriting it, proofing it, putting together slides, the time from your busy schedule, perhaps time you could be spending on other more lucrative activities. So a lot of expenses and a lot of cons to doing any speech, presentation, or talk. But what are the pros? Make sure you're really doing a detailed analysis of all the advantages of possibly saying yes. Anytime you speak, you might get a new client. You might get a promotion. You might change people's perceptions of you in terms of your leadership capabilities, your long-term potential. Now, if you're single, you might so impress someone they want to come up and meet you and possibly marry you. You might make new friends. You might create new professional associations that last a lifetime. During my time as president of the National Speakers Association New York chapter, I met a lot of speakers who said they could trace almost all of their business, all of their most lucrative clients, to one speech they gave early in their career. So you never know what sort of spin-off business and repeat business comes from one great speech or presentation. Sometimes the speech can wow people so much you get invited to speak again and again and again. Sometimes it leads to media appearances. Sometimes you get your own talk show from it. So be very, very careful about saying yes or no to any presentation that is presented to you, because costs can be high, but opportunities, the successes, can be very high too. Now these days, being invited to speak through Zoom or some other online platform makes it really easy, because all of the cost of flying, jet lag, expense, all of that is gone. So my advice is, unless you've got a lot of reasons to say no to a speech, you should say yes, because so many good things can happen to your career, to your relationships with people in your industry by saying yes. There's simply something special about people seeing you speak in front of other people. It establishes credibility. It establishes a certain level of respect. Somebody respected you enough to invite you to speak today. We live in a time when people talk about, personal branding and image is everything. Well, the best thing you can ever do to improve your personal brand is to speak in front of people, online or in person, and to do it in a way that people find interesting and useful and memorable, because that's going to generate a lot of respect for you. So to me, public speaking is the ultimate in productivity, because instead of having to knock on doors and speak one-on-one or cold call, you're able to share your ideas, share your expertise with many people. Now, maybe you don't get invited to speak to 10,000 people, but even 10 people, even 5 people can lead to a lot of good things. So yes, analyze the pros and cons, but if you use the right analysis, I believe the answer for you when you're invited to speak should be yes, almost any day of the week. And the biggest opportunity of all for speaking is just pick up your phone, hit record, speak on video, and share your ideas with people on a daily basis.